God bless. How's everyone doing on this beautiful Tuesday? I wasn't even planning on making a video, but look like every time I make the decision not to, God always drops something in my spirit. And on my drive to work, he began to deal with me on the heart of man. And in this season, God is exposing the heart of his people, of those that testify, that broadcast that they trust him. It's easy to trust God for something, but can you trust that same God when he take things away from you? When he tell you in this season, you don't need that brick home. In this season, you don't need that fancy car. In this season, you don't need that high-paying job. Can you trust him in those times? It's easy to trust him for the house. It's easy to trust him for the car. It's easy to trust him for that high-paying job. But can you trust that same God when he said you no longer need those things in this season? I believe in this season. Not only do I believe, I've heard testimonies of God instructing people to leave their high-paying jobs, their corporate jobs. And they had the fear, but the only thing is they fear God more. One individual wouldn't quit and wind up getting fired in the process. God is exposing the heart of people. See, it used to be years ago where you could just talk the talk, but not walk the walk. Now God is saying this is show me state. This is show me state. We no longer get to get on a platform or get on stage or get in the pulpit and say, oh God, Lord, I trust you. And then when he start taking stuff from you, you wondering why. Now you in fear. Now you don't know how you're going to pay your bills. You don't know how you're going to pay the mortgage. You don't know how you're going to make that car payment. You don't know. But you trusted that same God that gave it to you. But you don't trust that same God that will still bless you when you don't have that job, when you don't have that car, that expensive car, when you don't have that fine home. Now all of a sudden, that same God now done lost his power. The title of this message is, when God exposes your heart, what will he find? Will he find faith? Will he find trust? Will he find you trusting in him? Will he find you believing in him? Or will he find your trust in those things that are going to perish? See, in the Bible, he told the rich man, he said, sell everything. Sell everything. Give it away. You don't need it. God was showing him where his heart is. See, sometimes just because we convince ourselves and we can convince others that we have all this trust and all this faith in God, but when God start testing your heart, when God start exposing your heart, what will he find? Will he find that which you testified about? What will he find? That is really something to think about. If God tells you to sell that Porsche and get you a Pinto, will you do it? Will you trust him? Will you know the same God that gave you that Porsche can give you another Porsche? If God tells you to move out of that brick home and move into a trailer, will you trust him? Will you trust the same God that gave you that brick home? Do you trust that same God that he can give you another? If that same God told you to leave that corporate high-paying job and go work at McDonald's, do you trust that he'll still provide for you? Do you still believe that he's the same God today, yesterday, and forevermore? Check your heart. Because God's exposing hearts. God, see, we don't get to just run around and say, Lord, I trust you, I trust you, I trust you. Your trust is going to be tested. It's only for so long that you're going to be able to fool people and fool yourself. When God exposes your heart, What will he find? What will he find? Like I said, this is short and sweet. It was something that he laid up on my heart. I had already said I wasn't even going to make a video today. But look like every time I speak it, he gives me something to speak on. When God knocks on your door and he says, time to leave that job, will you be able to do it? Will you be able to trust him enough to say, Lord, I'm going to obey? If God tells you to get you a cheaper car, will you be able to do it? Or will you be worried about what people gonna say? Now, I know there's going to be some that's, oh, yeah, I would. See, it's quick to say all that when God ain't asked you to do it yet. It's easy to say, well, if God tell me to leave my job, I'll leave it in a heartbeat until he asks you to do it. Until he tell you to do it. Oh, John, listen, I done heard people say it, so I know what I'm talking about. It's easy to say what you would do until God tell you to do it. So, in this hour, let's check our hearts. Let's see really where our heart is at. That when God calls us to make a sudden change, will we be able to do it? Will we be able to trust him like that? Will we be able to say God can and God will? Will we be able to say he provided yesterday, he's going to provide today? Will you be able to say it? Will you do like the man in the Bible and walk away sorrowful and say, Lord, I'm not giving up my vehicle. Lord, I'm not walking off my job. So what you're telling God is your heart is more towards the things of this world than the things of him. You know, he's a God of everything. He made everything. Everything belongs to him. Don't you know if he gave it to you once, he can give it to you again? You know, if he gave it to you once, he'll give it to you again. But can you trust that again? Can you trust that again? I know there's some people that's going to watch this. They're not even going to respond, and that's fine. I know there's people that's going to watch this, and they're going to say, yeah, I would give up my car. Well, they're saying that because God hasn't told them to do it yet. Yeah, if God tell me to leave that job, God ain't asked them to do it yet. Yeah, I can close my business and go back into the workforce until God tell you to do it. I'm just saying. All the time we say things because it sounds good. But some of the stuff we're going to be tested on. The title is, when God exposes your heart, what will he find? Will he find trust and faith? Or will your real heart be exposed? So with that being said, I'm going to get off here. I just made it to work. I pray that if your morning, your day just not flowing like you expected it to flow, hit that reset button and start all over again. This is the day that the Lord has made. You have a right to rejoice and to be glad in it. Don't allow anyone to come to you with negativity. Shut it down. Shut it out. You are in control of your peace. You're in control of your peace. So with that being said, check your heart. Check your heart. If God contacted you today and say, leave that job, go back into the workforce, trade in that car and get something cheaper, move out of that brick home and move into a trailer, will you obey? Will you listen? He already knows the answer, but he wants you to know the answer. Sometimes we fool others, but we never fool God. Sometimes we sound good to others. God know you just talking. God know that's just hot air. So with that being said, again, this is the day that the Lord has made. Make the choice, make a decision to be happy and be glad in it. Until next time, be blessed.